In the summer we'll go walking way down to the river, down the Curragh Road. There's a blue sky we'll walk under, listen to the humming bees, and on we'll go. We won't worry about the winter, worry about it raining, worry about the snow. In the summer we'll go walking way down to the river, down the Curragh. Hi everybody, Constance, hope you're well, and this is Wolfe, and that's a verse of a song I wrote called The Curragh Road that you might have heard or mightn't have heard before. Anyway, it's about, I wrote it about where I live in Macroom in County Cork, and just wanted to say hello to you all and welcome everybody, and just to say we're here in Skibbereen today in number 49 North Street, which is a great place that has kind of an open door policy for everybody, and it's a great kind of a community vibe around here, welcoming everybody with things like art and painting and poetry and even bits of dance and music and photography and a lot of other things that make make life more interesting and more colourful. So, and this is just to tell you that over the course of the summer, this summer coming, I'm going to be going around to a lot of places like number 49 and with some music and with some ideas that hopefully you might be able to share and that we'll all be able to join in with. So the whole idea, it's a project called The Road of Life, and I suppose my idea of the thing is that it's a kind of a get-together, like a scríocht or a bohantíocht, some people call it, long ago, and just to get together where we'd share music and maybe look at some older ballads and even more modern songs, anything from the Bantry Girls Lament to something like Sleeve Na Man or Spancil Hill, and maybe even I Can't Stop Loving You, and things like that. So looking at different songs, and the whole idea is that we'd spend time together, and in a way it's like an old-fashioned sing-song. So as well as that, there'd be a chance for people, if you have an instrument that you play, hopefully that you'd bring that along and play a few tunes, and that always adds to a kind of a session or a get together. And maybe you have an instrument. Maybe I have a whistle here, and that's the first whistle tune I learned about 100 years ago. And maybe you've got a whistle yourself, that or another instrument that you haven't played for a while, and maybe you might like to dust that down and bring it in, and we'll see what we could do with it, tune it up, or get a melody out of it, and maybe just get things like that going again if it's something that has been neglected or that you didn't have time for over maybe the last few years. So as part of the Road of Life as well, hopefully we're further down the road, maybe in a couple of miles down, we'll look at see about composing a few songs. And the whole idea with that I had was that just the whole thing of songwriting is a really nice thing to be at. I mean, I'm doing it all my life myself, but maybe that you people might like to get together and write a song together as a few people together, or maybe your own thing, some story that you wanted to kind of get down on paper, because songs are really that, it's all about storytelling, really, isn't it? And I think, and I love doing song workshops, and anything could be a starting point. So hopefully that you might find a few things that would interest you, either even putting a poem to words, or something that you've written already, putting it to music, or putting putting a tune to something that you liked, you know, a poem, or so many different ways you could start with writing a song. The things that might help us get into the whole thing of writing, like even random objects or photographs. I find visual things really strong, and maybe even photographs that you have of people you know, and proverbs and are also a great way, and you know, or poetry or prose. But on the idea of proverbs, there's this beautiful book which is a project here in 49 North Street of proverbs by this brilliant Indian man who had a kind of a column in the paper. He was writing with proverbs every week, just to encourage people into kind of well-being, really, I suppose, and happiness. Like a lot of proverbs do, there's a lot of wisdom in them, and you never know, we might be able to get a song together from a few Shanukal in Irish. They're in Irish and English here, but and I'm sure we've all heard things like Mullinoga, Chukashi, and things like that, Nilain, Hinton, or the Hinton Fain. So these are gorgeous ones in this book as well. Sullivine to Amach Kai to Fwisru. Before you discover, you must explore. And I suppose that's a lovely one for the whole idea of the road of life. Before we discover, we must explore. So that whole idea of coming together for music, that's a kind of a discovery, really, because you might hear a song and you say, God, yeah, I used to know that one, but I've forgotten it, you know, which happens to me regularly at sessions with tunes as well. So anyway, this is really just a welcome and fáilte roimh Conchacla Céile for the coming summer, that hopefully you'll be able to join us with your own few songs, and it's a great thing to come together with music. I don't know where we'd be without it. So hopefully you'll come along to the road of and join the road of life in song this summer with myself and with your neighbours and friends and people maybe that you haven't met before. So take the opportunity and come along. Hopefully we'll see you over the course of the coming months. All the best. Thanks for listening. Take care.